Is the Euro USD set for lower prices, or is the bottom in? That's what we're talking about in today's video. We'll also discuss the latest on the DXY so you can trade the major currency pairs with confidence. So guys, looking at the Euro USD daily time frame, we talked about this over the weekend, but the bottom line here for this market is that it did find support here at 109.50 on Friday, and we are seeing a bounce from this area. Furthermore, the DXY also held below 102.60. That's why we're seeing the US dollar rotate lower here early this week. Now, the big question though is, can the Euro USD reclaim a key level to turn higher? This is what it's all going to come down to. And by the way, before I forget too, we do have FOMC meeting minutes, not FOMC in the press conference, but just the minutes on Wednesday. We also have CPI, US CPI, and PPI coming up here on Thursday and Friday. So it's going to be a slow week probably for a lot of these markets on Monday and Tuesday, but going into Wednesday, we are going to get a little bit more volatility coming into the Euro USD and other major currency pairs. So with that said, what I'm looking for here is some ranging between this area around 1.095, all right, so this area back here, and also this level up here that we talked about over the weekend around 110. Now, this is what it's going to come down to, though, for the euro, in my opinion, is we have this level up here around 110 that is going to serve as resistance this week. Now, if the Euro USD can reclaim this on the daily time frame, okay, so reclaim this area up here sometime this week, then we are potentially looking at a move back there towards some inefficiencies and a retest up there of levels like 111.10. Now, the DXY would have to get below a key level right around 101.80 that we'll talk about here next for that to happen. But for the Euro USD, this is what it's going to come down to up here for this market this week. Right around 110, that is going to be a confluence of resistance. Now, you might have noticed that I moved this level, this trend line down here up a little bit, and there are two reasons for that. First of all, this is the most conservative placement for this. So right here at this closing price from this candle back here, by conservative, what I'm talking about is that it puts the level a little bit higher up here to where if you're going to play a reclaim, you don't want this level down here off of this wick, off of the low down here, because in that case, if the market were to close above the level, if it's placed down here, you're getting long right there into resistance, okay? And the last thing you want to do is get long into a horizontal, a key horizontal like this up here around 110. So with it a little bit higher, you do have a little bit more room here of resistance for this market before you would start to turn bullish on a reclaim. And furthermore, the other reason I've moved it up a little bit is you can see that all these highs back here, this placement lines up much better with all of these highs back here. Remember, this up here was our fake out. This was our failed breakout. We got the close below, and this level became resistance here for several weeks. So in my opinion, this confluence of resistance around 110 is what it's going to come down to here for the euro. And of course, we have support down there around 109.50. Okay, so if the Euro USD can get back above here, then we are bullish toward levels like 111.10. If, however, we do get a rejection from here and the market does close below levels like 109.50, then that would open up levels like 109 and potentially some of these lows down here around 108. Now, when we look at the DXY here, the US dollar index, we see something quite similar because this is essentially the inverse of the Euro USD. And we talked about this over the weekend as well, but you can see where this 102.60 area is the bottom of this channel back here. Okay, so going all the way back here to 2023, we have the bottom of this channel to where the market was moving within this channel back here. It then failed right through here, and we now got a retest here late last week. Okay, so this is what I was talking about over the weekend where I didn't like the idea of getting bullish on the US dollar while it's below 102.60. I think if you were going to get bullish on this market, that time was right back here, which by the way, 2 weekly forecasts ago, we did talk about this falling wedge. So if you guys saw that forecast, you know that I was talking about how this market was getting squeezed through here and a close above 101 would expose levels like 102 and 102.60. So that's exactly what we got last week. I think that was the quote unquote easy trade here. And I think from now, it's going to get a little bit trickier, especially with those FOMC minutes coming up along with CPI and PPI. So what this is going to come down to, like I mentioned over the weekend, it's going to come down to areas like this down here around 102 and also 102.60. So we've got resistance up here. We've got support down here. If the DXY gets above 102.60 on a daily closing basis, that is what's key. So if the DXY can at some point this week or even next week get above this area on a daily closing basis, that would turn this market bullish because it would signal a reclaim of that channel and expose levels like this congestion up here around 104. Now, alternatively, okay, if the DXY does come down here toward 102 and close below this area, so closing below these highs back here on the daily time frame, then that would be bearish for the DXY toward levels like 101 and potentially lower. Okay, so the jury is out right now on where this market's going to go here longer term. Like I said, I think last week, this was the easier trade to make here for the US dollar. And I think from now, we're just looking at a range-bound market between these two levels. So patience is needed here to see where this market's going to go, or likely to go here over the coming days. And the same thing here with the EURUSD. We are looking at the market coming off support. So I don't like the idea of getting bearish here until we see at least a retest up here and some bearish price action in this area to justify looking for shorts. Because again, we could just see this market reclaim this area up here sometime this week and look for, areas up here like 111.10. Okay, so we'll see what we get here. It's probably going to take those FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday to really move this market. But this is the range that I'm looking at here for the EURUSD early this week. So 109.50 up there toward 110. And again, if we see a reclaim up here above 110, then that would be bullish the euro. And a sustained break below 109.50, we're looking at areas like 109 and potentially 108. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications. Don't forget to join us in VIP. Claim your 90% off lifetime access. See the link in the description of this video, or if you're on the website, click on that join VIP link. I will see you on the inside. Trade well out there, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.